Hello, hello. So yeah, it's been a long time since I posted, but here we are, Arknights Endfield, eh? Yeah, it's more of a quick review, but to start it off, if I look at my menu, so yeah, not done any training. I've skipped most of the story, as much as people hate that, and even in the building, I've done like 5 and 2, and I think these are mandatory. Maybe not the Simpros, maybe not in Valley 4. I think I did a couple and then I got bored. Yeah, some of these weren't mandatory, but basically I wanted the pulls and I did a couple because there wasn't that much in the beginning. But yeah, I basically went in the game without much detail on how to play, and you know what? The game's still really fun. That's a quick TLDR. The game is worth playing. It is fun. So yeah, the main question. How did I find it? It was fun. That's basically the main part of it, is it's fun. There is a lot to learn. There's loads of things. There's loads of systems. It looks intimidating, but actually, at the end of it, it's actually not too bad. A lot of it you see like the factory, right? Everyone's like, oh my god, you need to be efficient. This is the best factory ever. This is how you need to build and optimize, like modern gaming is. You optimize everything. But, as someone who didn't read anything, that made no sense. What am I optimizing? What do I need? What do I want to do with it? It's like, I didn't really look at it. But yeah, the game looks intimidating, but I didn't really care. I liked Arknights. I played Arknights, the tower defense part of it, like a couple of years ago. Played it for a couple of years, and I liked the characters. Obviously, I pulled for Levitine, whatever. And she's Surtur in the old game, so I managed to get her, and that was all the motivation I needed to start playing the game. But yeah, people want to say optimize this, optimize that. You see my factory right in front of me here. This isn't optimized. This is nowhere near, right? Look at all this empty space. Look at all this empty space. Even this, right? This is probably one of my first builds. It's the first area, second map. It's not optimized. And even if I go back to my main area where I kind of built everything, because I thought, yeah, this is more complex, but look at all this empty space. It's kind of funny. There's all this empty space. It looks complex, but it really isn't. I worked this out myself, didn't use any guides, and the more I play, the more I actually didn't care about it. I didn't care about the optimization because, it's been 2 weeks, since I'm doing this review, and if I look at my regional stuff, I'm almost max level. I'm almost to, level 12, which is max. I've got tickets that I need to use, my camps are maxed. Level 4, this is in the middle. This level 3 is almost level 4, and this is level 4 as well, and so it's maxed out. There's not much that you really need to do. So, is there a need to be efficient? I don't really see it. I don't even build batteries. Well, I do, but I use the batteries. I haven't even built this. At the end of the day, it's been 2 weeks, right? So, am I looking to make this more efficient? Not really. I can wait 2 more weeks and I'll be level 4, which is basically max level, right? For my outpost. So I don't see any issues with it. Yeah, I could buy some of this stuff. I don't know what they do. I don't know, if I really need to buy them. It probably is useful, right? Because some of these are level up mats, but I don't really care, do I want to put time just so I could, you know, get a few more of this stuff? Not really. I mean, I'll buy it now because, well, maybe they'll be useful, but I think this is to, yeah, this is to engrave, so this is like end game, but, you know, I'll get to it eventually. I'll be able to buy it. Slower, but it's okay. It's alright. It's not a massive need, right? Because I don't even know what it needs to do. This is the second area, you know, this is already maxed. We're capped right now, so yeah, like, you don't need to build it. You do not actually need to build. Saying that, there is one thing you need to build, and it's gear. And fun fact, I didn't really know about the gear because I skipped everything, right? I skipped every little detail that the tutorial does. You know, he told me to build some of this stuff, but I didn't even know there was 2 accessory slots, so I basically ran gloves and chest until like I was level 40 or something, and then I figured out, oh, actually, you know, I thought accessories came somewhere else rather than building, but it turns out you build everything. You build all 4, right? Kit 1, kit 2. I thought accessories come somewhere else. All right. I didn't look into it, but yeah, I built that, and that was it. And it didn't really take that much time either. Like, you know, I didn't do any tutorials at that point. I just look at this. What do I need? Pinned it. Looked at this, and yeah, get on building. It wasn't hard. It wasn't difficult. You know, like, yeah, you have to look at this every now and again. You have to go back and forth. It's not the most fun, but it's a different system in the game that you need to learn, and it was okay. It was satisfying because you were able to get what you need and go through this tree. It was satisfying to learn, you know, how to plant seeds. You can do it manually. There is a farming simulator in this game, but you don't really need to interact with it. You can see here, you know, in the park you eventually unlock the eco farm, and I was like, oh my god, this is terrible. Look, I've planted a lot of sand leaf, right? Because this is what you need for, I think, tier 2 gear or something. I planted a lot of sand leaf, and I was like, farming simulator, and I was like, this is terrible. And then I looked at, you know, the factory, and it turns out, you know, you can build something like this. The only reason why this works is, you know, like, you feed one, but then you get 2 seeds, and you're able to do 2 seeds. So with the 2 seeds, you're able to get what you need, which is like the sand, well, the plant itself, and then obviously, yeah, one that feeds back. I think I have, oh yeah, I have a shredder here. So you can shred basically the plant into the sand that you need, which actually you need quite a lot. So this is really useful. You know, I've copy and pasted this into another one, and it worked. And that's really it to the factory. You know, you put something in, what you want, and then it comes out. Sometimes, you know, like this one, it's 1 to 2, right? So you've got 2 outputs. That's it. That's basically it. It wasn't too difficult. And once you get what you need, you know, like, you can just keep it running. This is no way efficient, right? Because you can see here, like, this is stopped. So and even this is stopped, and it's like, well, am I that bothered? Can I be bothered? Like, deleting all this? Not really, mate. I don't need half of this. So yeah, like, there's no real need for it, so I don't interact with it. You know, if I'm bored, I can come back to it. Yeah, great, yeah. You know, like, if I escape from this, and then if I go back to this, right, I'm like, yeah, do I have like an hour? Do I want to learn how to build? Well, I do build the batteries, the purple batteries, but I can build more purple batteries, or I can learn how to build this. So then I can trade for this, and yeah, basically get this to max level. But can I be bothered? No, not really, not at this moment. Not that one. There's no rush for it, so yeah, build gear and you win. Now, the combat was really confusing at one point, right? Because you have 4 characters at one go, which is pretty special in gacha games, right? Not many games have 4 characters in one go, and you're like, okay, maybe I just need to press your abilities, but the hardest part is the follow-up abilities.
Looking for me?
Because usually, you know, you have like your auto attack, your skill, and your ult, right? With most of these games. But now you have the follow-up, and the follow-up has a trigger. Basically, that's all you need to know. There's a trigger, you press E, you know, it flashes up when you play the game. It's actually not too bad. Like, it's quite... All you need to figure out is your combo starter. You know, in Levitane's team, you know, your combo starters is Wolfguard's E, Wolfguard starts the combo, and then everything else flashes on the screen to make you press it. And you have your simple dodge, and it's fun. It's fun enough. It's fun enough. Like, it's not overly complex. It shows you exactly what you need, and it works. And if you want to learn the combat system, you know, the combos, etc., you can to make it super efficient. But for now, like with the factory, there's not real rush for it. And if you don't know the combos, right, you basically just spam, and you'll get there eventually. You know, I was running around with half gear, right? You might die, you know, if you don't have a dedicated healer, and all the buttons flash, so you end up pressing buttons, and you'll just kill them a bit slower. It's okay. Like, I think in the next patch, or they've already released it, they're gonna make things a bit less tanky early game, which is good, because I felt like everything was really tanky, right? So I ran past a lot of things. And, you know, the traditional way of like most gacha is like rush to endgame, because you're gonna need all the mats you need, you know, all the mats you need to level up. Let me get to it. All these like higher rank mats you can only get near endgame, so you need to like put them on cooldown and get farming. Sorry, it's not that, it's this. You know, you get farming, you have to grow them, you can grow them, and then you pick them, and then you have to wait for it to respawn. Well, this game's actually not too bad, you know, like, I've already got 19, which is like 2 people, right? However, there is a choke point, which I guess a lot of people have already spoken about, is you don't get enough mats at all, right? You don't get enough level up mats, and you don't get enough money. So, for me, like, there's really no rush. You know, you don't even need to rush to the end game to get the end game mats, because by the time you get to my point is a level 90, which is great. It's your main DPS, your main auto, but then it's 80, 60, 60. Like, I'm so down on money right now. I can't even afford to level them, right? So I need to spend sanity, or, you know, it goes back to the efficiency side of things. It's like, well, you want to build the factory just to get the extra level up mats. For me, it's no, right? So, well, you do get some EXP, right? Like, for me, it's a no, but maybe for some people it's worth it. At the end of the day, you could just copy and paste someone's build and, you know, instantly get satisfaction of buying these stuff, but at the same time, it's like, well, do you really need it? Not really. So I've just left it. So yeah, all in all, there's loads to collect. You know, there's loads to do in the game. There's loads to learn. You know, even for myself, you know, I've done most of the game now. I've still got loads more to collect, even the first area, right? There's nowhere near I'm maxed. I've done a couple of newer, like, in the new maps, I've done more, but there is a lot to collect. Like, they weren't joking about scaling this back. You know, every step has something. You either need to pick a herb, you need to mine, or, you know, like, the treasures, and it's fun, right? Because I don't need to run so far just to get one item, which I don't really care about, whereas now it's like hit after hit after hit, and even then, there's no real need to do it. You can just do it in your own time, and I think that's the takeaway for Arknights is like, there's no rush to do anything. There's no rush to be optimize. You know, it kind of takes the fun out of the game when you optimize everything to a certain extent. Obviously, people want to optimize, which is fine, but you know, there's no rush to it because Arknights right now has a lack of endgame content. There's not much to do. You can farm your essences for your weapon. But this is so endgame, like I haven't even built my characters because, you know, it's so stuck. It's a slow grind, but it's enjoyable. And it takes time to learn the systems, but you have time and you don't feel forced to get to the end game very quickly, which is good, right? Like, there's so much to learn if you want to learn it, and I think that's how the game should be. Nothing is worse than like, oh my god, you need to do everything like in day one to make sure you're super efficient so you don't lose time and you lose sanity. You know, there's not really an incentive to even, like, you know, it says 40 to 80. This was confusing at first. I was like, why is it 40 to 80? Surely it should just be the same like every other game. But actually it's okay because, you know, the higher levels, I don't know the efficiency numbers, but it just means you don't actually lose out that much. If you can't do level 5, you can do level 4. You know, it costs less sanity. The reward might be less, but, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, do what you can, and there's not a big push to optimize, which is good. So yeah, I had fun, even though I did not do any of the tutorials basically, and I skipped all of it, and it's still fun, and you can learn it in your own time. You're not bombarded with, you know, however much there is, you know, like 12, and then the simulation, there's like 26 and 9. That's actually a lot to go through. Like, I can't even remember half of it. So yeah, the game's fun for now. It lacks an end game, but there's no real rush for it. So play at your own will, learn the game at your own pace, enjoy it. Have a good one, guys.